Hi guys, this video is about how I got on my very first editorial playlist on Spotify. Just recently, one of my songs called Bittersweet Ending, which is actually a song that I recorded with my first band back in 2002 called 5 Cubic Feet. So I've been re-releasing all this old, but still very high quality, well-produced music. So it was an album, right? Just recently, that one of those songs got put on an editorial playlist called Modern Jam Band, which I'm loving because it really brings me back to my jam band roots. And so yesterday, I was in the grocery store um, with my list, doing my shopping, when I saw an old friend. And I was like, hey man, the coolest thing has happened. We've got a 5 Cubic Feet song on an editorial playlist on Spotify called Modern Jam Band. He was like, dude, that's so awesome. Because this is like a guy that I used to go to concerts with, and we both love fish, and we had a genuine bond over our love for music together, and we just kind of ran in the same circles. So he was excited about it, and I said, "Yeah, you're like the only person in this grocery store I could tell that would share the type of enthusiasm that I have for it. And because we like the same kinds of music, and we have the same love for jam band music, right?" So then he goes, well, Kev, how'd you get on there? And I was like, kind of frozen. I was like, oh, wait, how did I get on there? Because you work so hard on all these different things, and in making the music, producing the music, for me, marketing the music, making content, making Facebook ads. You do all this stuff. And then when you get results, you're kind of like, well, which of the stuff created the results? Yeah. Then you just go, well, I just feel blessed that it happened, right? No, but then I said to him, I said, I think the real reason why I got my music on an editorial playlist. Wait, before we do that, let's talk about how rare it is to get on editorial playlists on Spotify. In the jam band world, there is one editorial playlist on Spotify called Modern Jam Band, and it has maybe 16,000 followers or listeners. And then just after this success, I was like, I need to learn more about editorial playlists, right? So I made this list of editorial playlists that my music could qualify for, which is like jam band, Americana music, singer-songwriter music, folk music, some country music, singer-songwriters, is in terms of musical genres. And what I've learned is like country music is absolutely huge. I mean, there's got to be 100 editorial playlists on country music. Then the other ones like Americana, there's maybe 8 to 10. There might be 8 to 10 singer-songwriter ones. There might be 20 folk music ones. And they all have 100 songs or 100 artists. Not all of them, but they have between like 50 and let's say 150 artists on average in each of these editorial playlists. And a lot of artists are on multiple ones. So there's lots of repeats of these artists on these playlists. Lots. So if you get into an editorial playlist, it's a real achievement because it means you've qualified next to these other select few artists in your genre that are on them, right? And the more diverse your music is, the more you could qualify for different playlists. But what I'm trying to say is the amount of people on these genre playlists is a very small list of artists. And most of them have huge teams, managers, booking agents, record labels, studio teams, marketing teams. You know, these teams can go into the 50 to 100 people per artist that actually support them in doing this. So I feel really, really blessed that all of a sudden my music is on one, right? So let's go back to how this happened. I said to my friend, well, basically, I just worked my butt off for 20 years making all this stuff, and Spotify is finally acknowledging that. They're noticing in some way. So what I'm imagining is an editorial playlist, seeing my pitch that you do through the Spotify for Artists dashboard, and seeing that it worked, that it really described well the song. And shout out to Jesse Cannon from Musformation, who has this great video about how to write your Spotify editorial pitch. I followed his template, and it really worked. It was like, you know, you describe the song, and then you describe what playlists you believe you should be in. So for this specific song, Bittersweet Ending, I said it could qualify for jam band playlists, Americana, alternative country, and singer-songwriter playlists. And the editorial person, the Spotify editor, agreed with me. Oh yeah, this is a jam band song. So that was the first step, right? But I imagine what the next step is that then the Spotify editor will look at your channel and see what kind of juice you got going on here, and that, like, okay, he's got some real followers. I see that they're real listeners here on Spotify, and they're from all over the world. Not just they're from all over the United States. So in every state and every city, he's got listeners. Then he's got listeners all over the country, or all over the world. So in different countries. So Brazil, Argentina, Canada, Europe. So he's really broadening his stuff. And that gets you to the next level. But what I really think makes the biggest difference is being a content creator across all social media platforms. And I'll tell you why. This is really important, actually. Because it shows legitimacy outside of Spotify. There are a lot of games that can be played in terms of adjusting the Spotify monthly listeners numbers. And monthly listeners is like the biggest joke of a number. I'm going to do a whole video on that and how, like, misleading it is to an artist's relevancy. That's a whole different video. But yeah, this being a content creator outside of Spotify, I think, is really important. So next, what the Spotify editor does is they go to your social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and they see what you're doing as an artist. So they came to my Facebook page, which is Kevro Music, and saw, oh, he's got 49,000 followers who have been with him for a long time, and they're real fans. Look at the interaction on these videos. First of all, this Kevro guy is posting 3 or 4 times a day a wide variety of quality content. Videos, pictures, studio stuff. He's telling a story of a real musician recording real songs in real studios, doing real gigs, going out into the real world, and being a part of a real music community. Spotify wants to see that you're a part of, like, a legitimate, real music community. Not just some guy buying Facebook ads or building up your Spotify numbers by doing collabs with other people who also want those numbers. It can't just be about Spotify. It has to be about your community of music lovers that you interact with and live with every day. So the Spotify editor says, oh yeah, this guy is working in the real world and has been for many years. Then he goes to Instagram, sees the same thing. Then he goes to YouTube. Wow, this dude has published over 400 YouTube videos. Then he goes to TikTok. Not as much heat on TikTok, but he's there and we appreciate that. So they see what you're doing and then they go, if we give this guy a break, if we give this Kev Rowe a break and put him on our Spotify editorial playlist, Modern Jam Band, is he going to go to work for us in bringing listeners to the platform and keeping them there for a long period of time? Absolutely. This dude's going to work his ass off for us. So we're going to give him a break. And if he continues to promote and bring us listeners, we're going to give him more breaks down the line. We're going to keep giving him the carrot, and he's going to keep going, yeah, thank you for showing my music to new people, and let's work together, Spotify. So what happens is you become a partner of Spotify. And ever since I got on this playlist, what have I been doing? Promoting Modern Jam Band on social media. So I'm like telling all my fans and all of my real music lovers, dude, there's this awesome playlist and you got to go listen to it. And they come over and Spotify goes, thanks, Kev. We appreciate you bringing your people over here. We're going to give you more streams and monthly listeners and all that stuff. And the reason that I'm making this video is because it's about community. There's no shortcuts in this music game. You got to work hard, make content, make songs year after year after year, and just do the work. And I mean, it's not work. We love doing it, right? But there's no shortcut. Like you can do Facebook ads. I do Facebook ads. You can do collabs with other people in your genre to boost up your Spotify numbers. Sure, that's valid too. But you got to be a content creator and you got to have a community of real people that you have a dialogue with every day. If you have that and make that the most important thing in your life, eventually Spotify and Apple Music and Pandora or YouTube or all these platforms notice what you're doing over time and they'll give you a little piece of recognition. So that's how I got on Modern Jam Band on Spotify. And that's probably how I'll get on other Americana folk singer-songwriter, maybe some country playlists down the line. If you're a musician, keep the faith. It will happen. It just takes some years of doing it. Thank you for watching this video. I have lots of videos here on YouTube, and I plan on making more. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.